birthday, happy belated birthday if it's in the past, happy future birthday if it's in the future. My name is Lime Green, and welcome back to the Out of Time Podcast, Episode 5 of Mega Man Battle Network, as requested by all of you. Last time, we stopped a bus from speeding down the highway, and then we stopped it from blowing up, saving all these people. It was crazy. It's the most insane thing that's ever happened in video games, or that will ever happen in video games. But maybe something even crazier than that happened this episode. I don't know. You gotta stick around and find out. But while I was playing everything that happens this episode, I was like, you know what? Why hasn't any new Mega Man Battle Network game appeared on the Wii U? Now, hear me out. Let me cook. Okay, so, the PETs? How they're like little handheld things? What does that look like? A Wii U gamepad. Kind of, right? You're like, alright. Now, what was the Wii U known for? You hold it away from the screen, but you also look up, and the game is also up on the TV. So, a little similarity there. But you could also scan things in. Give Mega Man a little power up. There's so much missed potential that you could have had a trilogy of Battle Network on the Wii U. Like, I own Battle Network 1 on the Wii U, but after actually playing Battle Network, I'm like, what? You dropped the ball, Capcom. Come on. You could have had this whole thing going. Oh my gosh. You could have had a whole fancy new thing on the Wii U. But actually, jumping into the episode proper. So last time, where we left off, we stopped a runaway bus, and then we saw World 3 in its entirety, the Super Paper Mario villain cast, and then we saw this guy named Count Zapp, and he's like, I'll take care of it. And then we got mail from Dad, and Dad's like, let's go, or we're going to have a party at the government complex, which is still weird. It doesn't have a real name. And he's like, make sure you bring Mom. And then Dr. Floyd's like, I have something for you. And then you go tell Mom. And then she's like, oh, I better get ready. And then, at this point, you can kind of go train in your computer, but I didn't do that because I don't like training in any RPG ever. So I went to the government complex, and Masa is there, the fish guy. I was like, whoa, Pog. And he, probably the toughest guy ever. He's Shark Man. And let me tell you how he operates. So, first off, you're like, alright, easy peasy. But then, he's got three separate, there's three shark fins, right? And then you go, pew pew pew. It's kind of like a Color Man, where he's got two different things, in that they're both invulnerable. But with Shark Man, two shark fins are invulnerable, and one is the real one. He's playing Yu-Gi-Oh's magical hats with you, and you just have to live with it. And then when you find her, you can't tell the difference. You shoot the real one, and then you have to just whittle away his health. While the other two just whoosh, whoosh. They're so fast. They take so much damage. And it is... I spent a lot of time. Eventually, I had to whip out my electric weapons. I also need to slide in here that last episode and this episode, I've been experimenting with actually rearranging my chip deck. I don't know what you'd call it. My bunches of chips. Because right now, you know, I don't really experiment with the deck building games. You know, when I played Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, I just tried to stick with what I had, you know, just adding, you know, cards here and there. You know, you kind of get overwhelmed. But now I'm adding stuff, you know. I know that's the fun of it, but you know, you have too many options almost. This is coming from the Pokemon guy, I know, but you know, I'm getting in the swing of things. They're making you actually use your other chips, which I appreciate. Eventually, I beat Shark Guy. Shark Man. Get it right. Get it right, Lime. With my Electro Sword and my Zap thing. And then I went to see Dr. Freud. He gave you the World 3 pin to access the World 3 areas in Land's internet area. And then I refought Iceman. Iceman was super easy. Like I said, all the World 3 guys are easy, but all of Land's friends are super hard for some reason. Good old Eugene is here for the party. And if you talk to some of the scientists, you find out the restaurant is... or underneath the restaurant is the power plant. A little foreshadowing. There's more talk about morphing. I'm not really sure how that even works. You actually meet Land's father? I wasn't even sure if that was going to be a thing. I thought he was going to be like Ness's father or a villain. Still might be the case. Then Land's mom comes up in a dress. The party happens, and the new PETs are made from recycled bottles. That was kind of cool. Big ups. Dr. Hikari made Mega Man. I was talking last episode how I was like, man, it doesn't really feel like Mega Man's all that special. You know, if everyone has a Net Navi, no one does. No, this kind of gives Mega Man, you know, something special. And then he gets paged away, and then World 3 shenanigans appear. Count Zap causes a blackout. The air could run out, and then we gotta, you know, stop the blackout, or yeah, we gotta turn on the electricity. So we start to put Mega Man in the computer down there, and then putting in quotes, putting Mega Man in a computer that doesn't have electricity, that would be suicide. And then they give they give Land like a trolley problem situation. They're like, putting Mega Man in there would be suicide, but if you don't, all the people at the party would die. And it's like, oh, this is crazy. Remember how I said, like, the first episode of the anime was like emotionally followed me emotionally or whatever. I don't know what I said. This would be like crazy. Now you enter the network. Also, you can't jack out in here, because if you leave, then Mega Man dies. And that's just how it is. This place is notorious for how hard it is, and this is also a reason why people don't play this game. This and the ice level. So I kind of knew that getting in, but now I kind of know that. Now I really know that. So there's nasty enemies in here. That's my one note. You have a battery counter also. So every step you take is like counts towards a battery on this meter. And once it goes out, Mega Man can't heal. I believe that's how it works. When I got done, I had one thing left. I'm not sure if you can run totally out or if one is the absolute less or least. But I don't know. I didn't want to find out. But the enemies, jumping back to that, there's one that shoots like a bolt of, not a bolt, but like an orb of lightning. And when it hits you, it's like Pokemon, you get paralyzed and you can't really move. And you also get shocked every couple of seconds. So it's like Burn from Pokemon, but with paralysis. And I don't think there's a way to get rid of it. So I don't like already how the enemies work. Also, adding on to that, there's invisible walls in here. And invisible walls, invisible floors, nasty enemies. When we got the maze thing going on. And the battery thing. Everything's going up against you in this little dungeon. So I followed a guide, and I was kind of stressed out just following it because they had more battery power than me. Because you gotta give it a fair try beforehand, and then, eventually you give up, and then you follow the guide. Thank you, Burn Crow SP, for the guide. But yeah, it was a time. So eventually you get through, and the power room door opens, and the generator starts working, and Elecman is there, and he's like, he types out, or he says, "Who are you?" But he says R, like the letter R, and the letter U. He speaks in text for some reason. And Elecman download the electricity program, I guess. And so you start fighting him, and then you realize immediately he just keeps healing, and then you're like, is this an unwinnable battle? No, not really. That's just the first phase. And then Elecman shocks Mega Man, and then he's like, you cannot defeat me! And Land tries to help by going into the generator room. Or not going into the generator room. He tries to pull the lever, and that shocks him too. So Lan stepping up to the plate and pulling the lever stops Electman from infinitely healing. And now it's the real fight. Electman's a little tough, I guess. He's the average World 3 average World 3L. He kind of easy to beat. He can still heal, but easy. I lost once, or a couple times. I tried doing the Buster Max on phase 1, but you can't beat that. A little experimenting. And then you beat him, and then Electman says, "I've already set the program to count Zap." And World 3 has all the programs. Proto-Man gets here. He's like, "I'm late. Guess I have to delete you for somewhere." I beat Electman. What have you done? And you try and fight him, and you go pew pew, and he instantly forms a shield. So none of your cannon weapons work. None of your Mega Blaster weapons work. You just gotta beat him in a sword fight. And he cheats because he goes over to your side and swings this humongous sword. And every time you lose, you gotta watch the cutscenes. You gotta watch the other cutscene. You gotta fight Electman. Well, good thing you have the Max Blaster, or Buster Max, or whatever. Because that would be crazy. How did people do it before then? I'm not sure. Because Proto-Man kind of screwed up my whole scene. I did not have a lot of sword chips, and still don't, but he is a little wily person. I wasn't planning on that pun, but it worked out. So you beat him, and Mega Man's like, "Why can't you be friends with your operator or whatever?" And Proto Man's like, "Friends? What are those?" And then he leaves, and then they flip the generator switch, and Mega Man's like, "I guess you need to recharge too, Lan." And then it's like a ha ha ha. And then Wily says, "By combining all four programs, World 3 can make you know what. You know what will delete the world." And he wants revenge against Dr. Hikari for some reason. So there goes my idea about Dr. Hikari being part of World 3, being evil. What did he do? What is you know what? I don't know. And then later on we get mail from Dad, and Dad's like, "You're friends with that Eugene guy, right?" I mean, I guess. He tried to delete my NetNavi that you spent months of your life making. Would you call that friends? I'm not sure. So, flip over to the anime side. It's kind of like a Masa focused episode. Where Masa tries to, teach the gang not to be such zoomers. He's like, "How about you eat fish food and work out and actually touch grass?" And then the World 3 Scooby-Doo gang targets the robot aquarium, which I thought was kind of an interesting concept. All the fish are fake, 100% guaranteed rust proof. and you can shake hands with a dolphin or killer shark. I said, really out of the box episode. If you're just flipping through the channels back in the day and then saw, whoa, fish flying around, kind of cool. This ain't, robot, whatever happened to Robot Jones? This is a fish episode, And then I wrote, was Mr. Match always Scottish? He's very Scottish this episode. Mayan eventually says, what can beat a tidal wave? I can't beat a tidal wave. And then he brings out Electro Sword. I guess Electro Sword beats a tidal wave. And then Sharkman ends up being like an anti-hero or something. And it's really funny when it's just Masa. And Mega Man says, Sharkman, I thought he was just a legend. I don't know. Masa is a man of mystery. So we learned quite a lot this episode. We learned Masa is kind of like a legendary hero. Not only in the anime, but in the games. He is quite strong. We learned they have all 4 programs. That took them no time at all. They being World 3. My theory that they were building something with all 4 was correct, I have to say. But is it a super cool net navi? I'm still sticking with it. It's a super cool net navi, and my new theory is hold on, I'm building it as I'm saying it. I'm saying Eugene has something to do with it. Alright. Because why has he got a grudge against World 3? I was going to say Dr. Hikari had something to do with it. Now my new idea is Eugene has something to do with it. Dr. Hikari, after playing this episode, I'm saying, I'm pulling back on the reins. I'm putting all my money in on Eugene. And Dr. Hikari, he's an innocent man. What do you think in the comments? Let me know. Is Dr. Hikari actually evil? Let me know, you game theorists, in the comments below. What did you think of Luckman's Crazy Maze? And join me next time while we do... Who knows what happens next? Maybe we're going to be fighting fish. I don't know. See you then.